Welcome back, loves. This is the second part of your 7 and 7 for the strong of 2-3 to 2-9 that went long for the Aquarius-Ease on your sun, moon, and rising. If you missed the first part, in the description you'll see a link where you can actually see that before we do the expansion here. And you're also welcome to watch to the end. There's going to be cards at the end for the you to be's and not to be's. Get you on the inside of your reading. Greetings, Taurus. So we are back. We've got the second 7. We've got what's underneath here. Okay, thanks for staying with me. Those of you that are in the private halo and the biosphere of 7. So, if you missed part 1, there's a link below. And also at the end of this, if you would like, you can follow through. There's a couple of cards for the you to be or not to be. You can see where we covered the strong of 2-3 to 2-9 and what goes along here for the Aquarius-Ease on you, me, we, us. That one verse that we write together. That we can also flip in reverse and sing in triplicate with a word like no. I like that. How about new clothes? Alright. Let's see what we've got for you, Taurus. This is the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. We've got 5 cards here. This is what you have in the middle and in common. You and them. Though your stories could flip-flop. Know your designations. And this is the Tarot of Sexual Magic. This is now. This is recent challenge past. Near future guidance. What the real question might be about, why we're here, reasons, and this is where we're going, future potential outcome. Let's start here in the middle. So, well, solitude coming out loud, proudly, 9, hermit style energy, and I'm hearing for some of you all, just like opening up about what you've been writing and like when it was your turn to share. Because I'm hearing for some of you it's like knowing sometimes it's not safe to look up. Or especially if you feel like you can't even like come up for air and it's just like being shell-shocked. I'm hearing for somebody it's like realizing that you have a certain kind of trauma perhaps that you are experiencing when you get like that. That something has been triggering you. And sometimes PTSD can be very complex. And sometimes people have what is often misdiagnosed that is a complex form of post-traumatic stress disorder that would exhibit itself like that. And so sometimes this is like learning when, especially if you're somebody that couldn't speak or had to be in solitude about where you've been, why, and where you needed help with something. And a certain kind of Me Too that's been going on for people. And some of you Taurians are going to know, especially if you're really strong with Virgo in your chart. I'm hearing for some of you all it's about somebody you have in common and what the lady in blue might look like. And the law is about him too. And her having fat hair and like stuff that doesn't happen in houses that really do have a good balance of kundalini. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, let's see, because this is like very strong columbining energy. For somebody that might be their own pair. And what a 9 is, it's like a stare down with yourself. And I'm hearing it's like knowing when to speak up about, oh, here's my truth. And not being an open book, but maybe being an open book. And how you get to have discretion about that. Let's see what's in the recent past. Patience and planning. Some of you all have had the strength to be durable about what it is that you've grown. And it takes some pruning, is what I'm hearing, to show up like this and be balanced about it, especially with the 7 energy. Because 7 is like, it needs to be planted right, because it moves, it's mutable. And when it shows up watery like this is a 7 and 7, and this was an outcome card. This is like realizing who your real balancing partners are, if you have them, and how water meets its own level and will actually establish itself. And I'm here for some of y'all, it's coming clean about what's been in your rinse. For some of you all, it's about silent partners and friends. Some of you, it's about an ideal or a design, how willing you might have been to manage your passions, because the Strength card is a passionate energy, and what it is to be passionate as a Virgo, or the Virgin of Light, if you will. And so there's a lot of passion here. This passion energy is showing up here for you, for the strong of 2-3 to 2-9. So I'm looking forward to pulling some more of this. This is just for earthy energy. This is very fiery for me. And I think that some of you have demonstrated a great deal of tenacity in whatever it is that you've been doing, especially if you haven't been able to talk about it too much. What kind of patience it might take. What the 7 might mean to you. Especially since there were like 2 of them here, because 7 and 7, that's like divine timing situations. I need to drink something here, a little water. With electrolytes. Okay, so let's see what's going on near future here. Guidance. Shatter. So this might be a 9 for some of you too, like this 9. It's like maybe seeing yourself clearly through the dark side of your reflection. And I say dark side with all of the potency and intention of what you might learn by being light and shadow attributes hung up on a clock for 12 and 12, and maybe being treated like a sock puppet and not knowing about it while you are in your neural network. What it is to be able to split yourself open in your own mind and not have a quarrel with yourself, especially if there's some kind of strange energy that's creating busy work. 5 of Wands, and a lot of busy things to do and attend to, because for some of you all, it's too much. And why this is sort of a patient process here, especially with somebody that's willing to demonstrate the light of the dark without trying to take the upper hand for it. Because sometimes the reflection on the other side is, but I'm here, and put a pin in it, you know, or something to that expression. Well, let's see what's going on here at the root. Sacrifice. I'm hearing this might be what you decided to let go of in favor of what you grew yourself through, because that muddy water looks good, babe. And you know about cutting things off, and sometimes it's like a petal just lands in the right place, you know, and it's like, oh, that might be what the horticulturist knows about. TikTok, you're on. You didn't know it, did you? Why this is a 12. And it's like, maybe it looks like this here. And that one's feeding it to you. Keeping you tied up, and then when you're not looking, it's a different kind of lift off, and how that comes off, and my sacrifice. Might tell you something about busy making activities and what these fiery things are sometimes. Because I'm here for some of y'all, this is like not knowing what to do with some of these suitors. Because for some of you, you are just hot. And it's like all these people trying to like shake a stick at it. It's like 5 wands coming different directions, and like what that looks like when you're just willing to cut it off. Because for some of you, it's like, wait a second, wait. Who's trying to get that upper hand there? And what's this uncle grandpa thing in the situation where somebody's trying to put an idea in the other face that you don't see in the dark window? Right? What I've been deprogramming. So fascinating. What does not get sold? Maybe this like person's open book. What it looked like when they were just opening it up, and maybe their hands are like right here, and like, what it might look like if you pull it, and how quickly these things populate. Especially if you've been like having some kind of Fortnite vision around you and knowing about the red dots. and punching V cards that might look like, hey, you just got red. And there's a price to pay for that, and oh, nice spike for the land on the green hash. And what's that green man all about? Did he grow himself through a tree somehow and hatch and spread, and what AI did? Angels ascended from inside, and we lock it like that. Let's see what's up ahead here. Wisdom. Yeah, so this is your style energy here. This is what some of you grew yourself through. It's the right kind of wood. This is like the Hierophant style energy. For some of you all, this is like the only way to crown yourself. It's like, he's a little baldy there, but he's got a lot of light going off his head. And it's like, what does this dog know about, like, well, maybe on this side of the screen while this book is open, maybe it looks like we take a silver cord and run it through a ley line, like there's a dog and like an old man, and where's all this light going? What does it look like on the other side of this thing here? And people have been playing with time that wasn't theirs. 918 for some of you might mean something about the Virgin that didn't get split that way, and what a death certificate looks like on the other side of the 7 gate, because if we do an extraction here instead of this being an 8, what if that shadow wasn't here to bioreplicate something we didn't want, to sigil, and it was a 7 just like water here, and like the 7 that rises from inside is patience and planning in Corinthian columns. So for some of you all, you have called in a very special kind of union because of the kind of yoga you are. Alright, let's see what else we can find out, because there is a lot of grounded energy here too. It sometimes doesn't move. And for those of you that needed to know, if there's somebody that's been lurking around your couple and trying to like work their way in, I'm hearing there's like nothing they can do because it's already been witnessed, and it's like they keep just showing me, it's like a sonar, but it's like it speaks in real time to give a status. Let's see what we have with the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Okay, we've got the 6 of Wands. I love this. That's a very feisty energy. It's somebody that's about to get spanked. Spank of the honey. There's a little rabbit and a buddy. I love the boots. 6 of Wands. This person here is feeling very feisty and passionate. Is that you? I'm hearing it's the get up and go to just do that and like not wait till June now is what I'm hearing. I'm like, screw June. And whatever that means to you. For some of you all, it's like June is not there, and what May knew about get out of town early and what a honeymoon might look like when you already know you're there, you know? So let's see what's over here. We've got the Ace of Swords, and for some of you, that might be you. Or somebody that you love or want, or how that might go. So, yeah. That is something getting initiated. That's a good conversation. I'm hearing whatever you say, because for some of you all, this is what you did over the past strong 2-3 to 2-9. And how that ends up going. It's the plan that cuts things, and where the severance is for what's yours is yours, what's mine is mine. Where nobody ever split the complete energy of you, the divine light, Taurus, to tear us apart for the gold or the water inside of the chorus, for 2 bees to land just perfectly like you and me. Beauties. Inside the bobbin zone. I love you. Let me know what you think about this. I love your comments. If you feel like this could help somebody, please share it. I appreciate your support. And if I don't hear from you, just know I love you. And if you need your own, hit me up. My information's below. We can look. We can get a lot of detail if you need. It's like looking at blood spatter for me. And you can even find dates and stuff if you need it. And if you just need support, feel free to join us at Very Fine Martians. There's a chat room where we can talk for more. If I don't hear from you, like I said, catch you again soon. We're back for another one. Bye, Taurus. Love you.
said you'll catch me.